Welcome to the Vibe Coding Jam. Think late-night jazz sessions, but replace the sax with cursor and the improv with AI hallucinations. Alright, hotshot challenge. Build a C-sharp debugger for VS Code forks, because apparently only Microsoft gets to debug its own language.
You may only use the Microsoft .NET Core debugger with Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, or Visual Studio for Mac software to help you develop and test your application. Unlike VS Code and most other parts of the .NET Core ecosystem, VSDBG is not an open source product, but rather is a proprietary part of Visual Studio. It is licensed to work only with IDEs from Microsoft. And let's be real, it's a greed-fueled moat built to squeeze every last dime from your wallet.
Inception alert. I've given the coding AI its own AI-generated rulebook, so it cannot vibe every task everywhere at once. I love this timeline. On paper, these rules read like the Rosetta Stone or the 10 Commandments of coding. Let's just pray they don't end up as post-its on a broken coffee machine. Great start if you ignore the most important rule: build and test after each task. Looks good to me. But the prompts morphed into War and Peace. Time for a fresh slate. Windows. I never even mentioned Windows. Now it's just making stuff up. Installing packages we don't need, then uninstalling them. An absolute masterclass in busy work. One file to rule them all, 1,300 lines and inference slower than a dial-up modem. Now it's spawned its own progress tracker file. Next thing you know, it'll invoice us. And sure enough, there it is. An invoice in my inbox billing me for every failed build and forced reboot. Here's a pro tip for our resident brainiac. Chop those monolithic files into bite-sized modules. Inference will fly, and my endless waiting and vibing torture will finally be bearable. Overloaded cursors servers again. Because if you're not taking down half the cloud, are you even vibing? Big moment. Press run. Crickets! Absolute radio silence. My expectations have standards, and even they're disappointed. PhD level genius, they said. More like PhD pretty hilariously defective.